Alright, hi everyone. Oh, I'm actually 15 minutes late, damn. I thought I was at most like 5 minutes. That's fine. I just went to make some coffee, but also I had to get my hair, since it's much longer now, I had to dry it out, so it isn't gonna be like wet while I chat or I talk at all. But I hope everybody's been doing well. Hope y'all had a nice New Year's and a nice holiday weekend. It's Sunday, so I thought I'd warm up with some coffee. It's a little late for some people, myself included, but I figured I wanted a little bit more coffee. I had some in the morning, but it wasn't enough. I don't have hot cocoa, so this is kind of like the replacement for it. Hey, Kazi. I'm good? Nice. Anyways, so today is mostly gonna be going over some New Year's resolutions, some old, and then we're gonna make like our very own New Year's resolutions. And if people feel like it, you can also make some along with me. I'm not gonna like drag it on too much because last year I only had like 10, so this year it's mostly gonna be 10 as well. But anyways, so I realized a couple well, actually I have like a couple of things to talk about before we get into it. Just some things that I found interesting, but more so just like, well, just some stuff that I experienced. I don't know how many of you guys experience like the pain of having to print something or having like your printer malfunction. But I feel like I'm not really alone in all this, because I was looking for a printer online today because my old one malfunctioned, and I found that like really old printers do the job just as better as like modern ones. So I remember I had a printer about 10 years ago that whatever you told it to do, it would just do it, and it was like so quick. Like if you wanted to print something, it took 5 seconds just to do it. So I have a newer version of that printer in the same brand, like Canon. I think that's what it's called. And I've had this one for 3 years, and it literally doesn't work half the time, because it can only print two things. It can only print JPEGs or pictures, but it cannot do PDFs or documents. And for whatever reason, if you want to photocopy something, it comes out blurry. And you might be asking me, well, why not just buy a new printer? Well, it's kind of hard considering most printers nowadays, they're mostly scams. At least I think so. I don't know. It's weird because the thing is, I looked it up. The first thing that people should ever look up, and maybe some people have experience with this, but and my mom told me this because she was like, yeah, try not to buy a printer where the ink is expensive. So I looked up some of the ink to the printers that I saw on Amazon. I saw a printer for $40, and then I decided to look up the ink for the printer. I wish I could give you, let me just show you guys an example. It's so dumb. I don't know why they do this. So, what was the printer? Here it is. This was HP. Let me take, before I eat my words, let me look at the ink for it. I don't get it. I don't know why they're so expensive. Well, I mean, maybe $23 isn't that much, now that I look at it. But still though, that's like half the price of the printer. Yeah, but when I looked on Amazon, I saw these like really cheap printers that you can get. I don't know specifically what the differences are, so you can get some for $30 or $40. And then I look at the ink for the printers themselves, and they cost the same fucking amount. So, if not even more. So there's one printer that I saw on Amazon that cost $40. I think it was like the HP brand. And the cartridges for it, The color cartridges cost $48, but the HP printer, it comes with 3 months of guaranteed ink. So why the fuck would I want to why would I want to buy the ink cartridges for the printer if I could just keep buying the printer? I don't get it. I don't understand that. What kind of cheap marketing tactic would that be? Hey Ember Crit, we're just talking about printers and how they suck. Hope you've been doing well. Hope you've been keeping up. Yeah, but one thing I haven't been able to figure out yet is what to do with my $50 Amazon gift card. Hold on, let me set the mood. We're gonna turn on some Animal Crossing music. It's literally the only one that kind of fits the season right now. Yeah, you guys have any suggestions? If you were given $50 on Amazon for Christmas, what would you guys do with it? I'm gonna buy some games off Amazon, some Xbox games. No, I don't think anybody would do that. I guess you could argue I could buy a Switch game. I don't have to buy it from the Nintendo eShop. Okay, this is good. Alright. Yeah, but anyways, I still need to figure out what to do because I generally don't use a whole lot of money for anything. When I eat out, it's generally very cheap. I don't like splurge myself in I don't know. I generally don't spend like $15 for lunch unless it's like for family members. I think I've said this before. The most expensive things I've ever bought for my family to treat them out to lunch is like Panera, and that's like the most the most upper middle class thing. So it like Panera Bread, I don't think anybody ever goes there, but it's like the most generic middle upper class type of restaurant that you could go to, where everything is mildly expensive. Like if you want to buy a combination of half a sandwich and a side of soup, it's like $15. So I don't know if you guys ever heard of it or you guys ever been there, but I've heard a lot of things of certain fast food restaurants right now that haven't really been doing all that well. Panera Bread included, mostly because from what I've seen is that people are upset of them cutting corners. Like, they used to have quality service also with quality ingredients. But after a while, they stopped doing that in favor of, maximum profit. So they're trying to... So one thing that they've been trying to do is, like, trying to strategize and come up with a good way to, to actually turn a profit, right? Rule number 1 is always don't die. Oh, I actually put that in number 7 last year. Maybe I should put that for number 1. But anyways, I've seen so many restaurants nowadays that are trying to come on that are trying to actually make it back to where they used to be. Although, admittedly, there's like some fast food restaurants that haven't really died yet, nor have I feel like they will go away. Like, McDonald's is just like a brand name nowadays where I feel like even they don't have to do anything and people will still go there and eat. So, I feel like there's such a thing where you get too big. You could argue, yeah, they could fall eventually, but so far, McDonald's doesn't have to do anything, and they still, they still get people in. They could still charge, like, absorbent amount of prices, but people still go there. It was actually given to me as an early B-Day present. Oh, the Wagyu steak? You're currently cooking an $80 one. I've actually never had them. Never had Wagyu steak before. That sounds expensive, though. Wonder what happens if you... Like, are you the one cooking it? I try to cut down on beef mostly because one of the things I've heard of when I was a kid, I tried to like skimp out on beef because I heard way back when there was such a thing called the spongiform bovinitis or what it was called. People call it short for mad cow disease. I learned that when I was a little kid browsing through the Guinness World Records books. So back when I was in 5th grade, there used to be this teacher that had a bunch of books set on the side, and I would read the ones that I think was like interesting instead of like the ones that were just like novels and stories and all that shit. So I was mostly appealed to like interesting facts or things that are kind of things that people don't normally know about. So I read up on like the mad cow disease thing, and like the risk of like getting that is like relatively super low, but I've always been kind of super cautious of that. Again, I don't know how it affects me personally if I do catch it. All I know is that you're more than likely getting electrocuted or zapped by lightning 3 times in a row than you are getting mad cow disease. So that day I learned that from reading it, statistics can be very fun. If you know the right facts and if you can understand it. Wendy's is going downhill. Is it? I don't know. I never go to Wendy's all that much nowadays because they don't really have much that appeals to me all that much because when I go to a fast food restaurant, I generally just go there because the food is cheap and that it's convenient. So if there's not any deals or if the price is like too high, I'll just go elsewhere. Sort of the same thing with McDonald's. If you charge a really high price for it, like let's say $10 for a sandwich, I'm just gonna go elsewhere. I'm sure the food is good. I'm sure the quality is fine. But the thing is about most people, I feel like there's a certain amount you're willing to pay for quality where like if you eat something that tastes good, you're more than likely gonna be satisfied by it, especially when you pay a good price for it. But let's say for example, there's like a burger that costs $20 and it's handcrafted by the gods, made with ambrosia and slathered in a vat of honey, and it tastes like heaven. So you could argue, yeah, it's a sandwich, but I could go to, let's say, In-N-Out, and I can get the 5 sandwiches that taste relatively good for that amount. So it's kind of like that for me. So if I feel like the quality is good enough, it's better for me to just like kind of get more for my buck, I guess. McDonald's is the Apple of fast food. McDonald's is the Apple of fast food, is it? You mean Applebee's? I've heard a lot of good things from Applebee's. I've never went there before. I don't know. I always thought Applebee's, when I was like a teenager, I thought Applebee's was like a strip club. I don't know. It's just something about the sign that lights up and then it goes dark and then it keeps lighting up. I always saw it like overlooking the hill next to the movie theater, like where I lived. It was also directly across from a mall, so I figured, okay, I mean, I don't know what Applebee's is. Because you gotta understand, back when I was a teenager, the internet was somewhat more primitive. Because this was back in like 2014 or 2015. So, like, you could argue, Froggies, why didn't you just look it up? Applebee's is like in a restaurant, actually. Well, I thought it was something else. I didn't know. I've been to Arby's 3 times and got food poisoning there each time. Man, Arby's food kind of looks disgusting. I won't lie. Like, have you guys ever seen, like, their sandwiches? Like, they just stack meat on top of meat, and they call it like the meat mountain. I haven't eaten from there, but I've heard like stories, and I've heard people. Well, I've seen like the commercials, but I've also seen like videos and shorts of them. Like, it's not really appealing to me if you just stack on a whole bunch of meat. I don't know how much they sell it for, but like one thing I've always and this I've always thought of Arby's this way. I thought like the slogan's kind of weird. So for Arby's, their slogan is what is it? Arby's, we have the meats. And then you know, it's like I get it, they have the meats, but it kind of sounds disgusting. Like, couldn't they come up with like a better slogan? Arby's, we have the meats. That's fucking disgusting. Subway is probably the best example, considering they used to have $5 footlongs, now it's $17. Yeah, I don't know why Subway became that way. Like, you can kind of get away with it charging a little bit more. Like, you can argue, let's say, for... I don't know, if you adjust for everything, including wages, you could charge maybe $2 more, and then people probably would be like, yeah, fine. But $17, I feel like that at that point, you're kind of better off just going elsewhere. A 12-inch sandwich is worth more than an hour of your lifetime, just remember that. Yeah, it's kind of sad though. Some people that right now they're working retail, it's hard to afford anything here in California unless you work more than a retail wage. If you do live here and you do work a retail wage, the only way that you're gonna make it out here and be able to pay rent is if you have a significant other, or maybe you have a girlfriend that you can pitch in to pay the rent for, or maybe a boyfriend, or I don't know. I don't know however people or whatever people's situation is. But everything here is expensive, and I feel like living here is... I wouldn't want to say it's worth it, because you can live here and right now everything's comfortable. Because there's a really low crime rate, and everything is more lax, including the laws and everything. But that's because I live in the suburbs. But if you got a decent job, or if you got a significant other, I think it's kinda worth it to live here. Until maybe, let's say you make enough and then you want to move elsewhere and buy a house somewhere else. Maybe that'll be relatively worthwhile. That's something that I think some people should do if they find a really good paying job. If you have a really high paying job, or you get like lots of money through it, try to like move elsewhere into a different state where you'll pay lower taxes, but also the property there is much less expensive. Like here in California, everything, including the houses, if you want to own a house here, it's gonna cost you about like $800,000, or upwards of like $1 million. And I don't think most people have that much. The cheapest you could probably get a house here for is about $500,000, which is also equally as egregious. And you might be asking me, well, Froggies, if a house costs that much, then why do you live here? The best way I can put it is, if you make a lot of money here, try to move elsewhere where you got enough to buy a house in a different state. That's the reasoning I have, and some people do it. Have you been to Long John Silver's before? I haven't tried it before, but I've heard not really anything good from Long John Silver's. Nowadays, I feel like everybody doesn't really give a fuck about seafood. I used to think at one point there could be niches that people fill, and the same goes for fast food restaurants, because every single restaurant out there fills a niche of some kind. You have boba places, you have bakeries, you have what is it? You have Mexican food, you have French food, you have Vietnamese food. But one thing I never accounted for was the lack of seafood, which now that I think about it, surprisingly, not every niche needs to be filled unless it has like an audience for it. So it kind of surprises me that not everybody, or there isn't much of an audience for seafood in terms of fast food. And it's weird though, and when I say this, because Red Lobster is also in the same vein, but rarely does anybody ever go there. How much is it usually to rent a house where you are? Are you sure you want to know how much it costs to rent a house here? It costs about $2,000 to $3,000 a month. That's a lot, huh? It's yeah, I know, $2,000 to $3,000 a month. So that's like how much? Let's see. So if we add everything up, that's about $36,000 a year. Yeah, so now people understand how expensive it can be living here in California. Yeah, people just go for sushi for seafood or Red Lobster restaurant. Oh, people go for sushi? I didn't know that. It's 1,500 to 300, 3,500 here, depending on the bedroom amount in Florida. Is it? Hold on, let me double check before I get my facts straight. Bedrooms. Actually, bedrooms. Houses for rent, California. Let me check again. Okay, this is good. Let's see. Here, let me show you guys. I'm sure it doesn't show anything private unless I type it in. Alright, give me 1 second. Let's just move off into this tangent for a sec. Yeah, so these are some of the homes that you can find in California. And well, you don't want to look at the prices because the majority of them are just essentially apartment buildings, or maybe not apartment buildings, but like small houses, maybe with like one bed, two beds, or like one bathroom, that type of deal. So if you're looking for that, I'm not like a realtor by any means. You're gonna pay upwards to like 2K to 3K or so. That's the last time I checked, which was like a couple months ago, and now it's virtually about the same. So if you want to look at some of them here, it's about the same. You might be thinking, yeah, the house looks good. I mean, sure. Like, literally none of the places that you can rent are really cheap. I don't even know what's the cheapest place. Hold on, let me see. Okay, don't look at this. It says $100 for a month. I don't think you can get a. I don't think you can get. I don't think you can get a 900 feet square apartment or house for $100 a month. You must be doing some, they must be doing some, I don't know, some, something in the background. Maybe it's like a drug house or something. Maybe they're like cooking meth, like beneath the basement. I mean, to be fair though, 900 square feet, that's not that bad if you don't really need much. Damn, these, like, the thing about these places too is that it's way out there. Like, a lot of these places that you see are really cheap. They're way out in the distance, like near the desert, where maybe it's like a small population of people. So you can kind of get it there for cheap, but again, you're not really gonna be near any places of work, so that might be more difficult for you. So if you work online and you don't have to commute, that'd be great, but that's not an option for most people. Basically, you better be a plumber or electrician. I'm on the complete opposite end of you in our country in Virginia. Oh, let's see. What does Virginia have? Oh, that's not Virginia. Hold on. Actually, I have no fucking clue where Virginia is. I wasn't one to study geography back when I was in high school. Froggy, you got like the North American high school degree. Oh wait, is this over here? The opposite end? Damn, there's like so many. What the fuck? Why are they so cheap? Wait. Okay, what about recommended? I wonder if, like, when they say it's recommended, it's like how much I make. Yeah, Froggies makes this much in a month. Oh my god. He makes a regular salary. Oh. I know. Froggy's become a boomer. Become a dad someday. Yeah, it's recommended because you can afford it. Like, it's like... I mean, I think it's fine. If anything, I don't really want to rent a house. I kind of just want to pay, like, the down payment for a deposit first. I think that's what everybody wants at the end. Like, when they... Well, I can't say for everybody. But at least for me, I want to be able to buy a house someday. And then maybe... I don't know. Just have it like a plot of land of my own. And then, you know, live in there for like, I don't know, 40 years or so. Hey Reaper, how's it going, man? We're talking about rent prices or how much things cost in different states. Yeah, for me though, I want to say like prices for houses are technically kind of the same, I guess. Well, just judging based off of like the recommended, it's technically kind of the same, I guess. Because we saw the prices for between California and here in Virginia. It literally is about the same. Which is surprising. I didn't know that. Oh, I wonder where Detroit is. Let me see. Is that in New York? I forgot. Where's Detroit? Is that Michigan? Michigan. Where's Michigan? I kind of want to see house prices there. Michigan, where is that? Oh, here it is. Michigan. How much are prices here? Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, like, it's kinda... The difference is kinda night and day. Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh my god. Like, look at the prices for all these. It's only like 1,000 or so. Damn! See, this is what I mean, right? If you go to a state where you make a lot of money, eventually when you retire, you could just buy a home in another state because it's much cheaper. I'm not saying everybody wants to live in Michigan, though. But, you know, that is an option if you do want to. Let me see. Oh, here's Detroit. There's like so many homes here. Look at that. What the fuck? Like that's where all the homes are. But nobody wants to live there, apparently. We found it, guys. We found where the homes went. Damn, I didn't know there was like this many homes. Yeah, maybe this is why the rent's kinda... Well, I don't know. It's about the same, really. Like, it goes into the 1,000 mark, which isn't bad. But still, though, like, I've heard lots of things about Detroit being... Like, having, like, a high crime rate. I don't know why anyone would want to live here. I don't even know if I want to buy a house here someday. Damn, it's so cheap though, the rent for it. This one only 700. What the fuck, man? Wisconsin is GOAT. Only 1,000? Yeah, it's like, holy shit, man. Some states, maybe it's dependent on a lot of factors like the crime rate, but also population. But Detroit, I feel like, considering you can get 700, like an apartment for $700, compared to here, you can't really get that. You kind of have to take whatever you can get. I had an idea about living on the border of one state where you got paid more than paid rent in cheaper state you lived in. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Are there any houses like lingering on the border? Let's see. So that's Michigan. Let me see. What are two states that are bordering on each other? There's also Kansas and Colorado, but I don't think anything is crossing that border. What state you in? 1,000 a month is hella expensive in Missouri? What? That's expensive for you guys? 1,000 a month? I live in California. You guys see this shit? Look at the amount of prices. Look at the amount of rent prices we gotta pay over here. Like, it's over 2 grand. Rhode Island and Massachusetts? Okay. I know where Rhode Island is. I know that because I used to watch Family Guy. Okay, maybe I don't know where it is. Okay, where's Rhode Island? Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Oh, there's Missouri. Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Is it up here? Yeah, some of you guys are gonna point at Froggies. You have like 6 eyes and you're fucking blind. What's wrong with you? I'm not blind, I can assure you guys. It just takes me a moment to readjust. Can you imagine having to look at something while having 6 eyes? Where is it? Holy shit. Oh, wait. There's Mississippi. East of New York. Oh. Oh, here it is. Oh my god. Alright, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Rhode Island is over here somewhere. There's New Hampshire. Down here. I thought Rhode Island was close to this. Am I wrong? Oh wait, I see it. It's down here. Oh my god. It's abbreviated. It's RI. I didn't see it. Oh my god. Alright. Let's see. So this borders on this. Oh, there is a border here. So this is the border. And they decided to draw a line across it. Holy crap. Wow. I didn't think such a thing existed here, but... And extends all the way downwards. Oh, wait. No, it's going even further. But how far does it go? Okay. So there's one over here. There's like 13K. What's where's a good one? Oh, what about over here? This one kind of borders it. There's one home for this much. Technically, it's on the border, kind of. Because essentially, it's like near it. So it's in Rhode Island, but if you want to go to work over here, it's in Massachusetts. And this one costs $3,200. Oh my god. Why is it so expensive, though? Holy crap. Oh, it has 3 bedrooms. But it doesn't allow pets, though. Fuck your pets. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm sure you can be allowed to have pets. It's a single family unit. How would anybody know if you have pets, though? It's actually not that bad. Okay. Let's see. We'll do one last one. What's one that I want to look up? What about Missouri? Let's see. I think it was up here. It's kind of... Oh, wait, here it is. It's kind of hard to see with all these spaces. Alright, so... It's about as much as... Well, maybe a little less than California. It's kind of consistent, though. I don't know about like 1,000 a month, though. I don't think there's any for 1,000 a month. Well, actually, now that I look at it, there's a couple here that you can probably pay for less than 1,000. You know, honestly, it's not that bad from the look of things. If you can get rent for relatively cheap, I think it especially if you work like a regular 9 to 5 job. Like, these houses aren't that bad. You don't really need more than one bedroom. I have to wonder though, if you live outside of the US, how much would it cost? Compared to how much people actually make. Because the only knowledge that I have is just from researching prices over in the US. So I have very little knowledge of people outside, like let's say Europe or in Japan or in China. I imagine they have to be pretty well off, or maybe some people would make like a lot more money that way. Check Tokyo. Can I even do that over here? I don't think well, let me see. Zillow actually allows you to do this, I think. Maybe not anywhere near in Asia though. But you can check in Australia though, I think. No, you can't. You can't check in Australia. Yeah, it's only like a US thing. Still though, if you do probably want to check elsewhere, maybe this wouldn't be like the right site for it. That was fun. Alright, let's move on to our New Year's resolutions. Because I think that's something that I still need to do. Alright. Here's some of my New Year's resolutions. If people want to come up with their own, feel free to do so. Yeah, but these were essentially mine. So mine was... Oh, why can't I click on it? Here we go. So mine was begin the streams on time, which I didn't do. That's something I want to become more active on. And I didn't become... Well, I did become more healthier. I feel like I did. That's just like a generic thing to put on the list here. And number 3 was make an amazing video. I don't know. I haven't made like an amazing video in quite a long time. It's hard because like you want to make something that's like amazing, but it's the amazing part comes in like the content that you make or like you think. And a lot of times maybe I don't really have the right idea in mind to be able to make that. Or maybe I do have the right idea, but I don't have the execution. So number 4 was do an amazing 24-hour live stream. That's something I did last year. I did no, not last year. Last year, we did the 24-hour live stream for a charity. That's like the one that I don't know. I had an idea last time to do a 24-hour live stream, but not this not last year in particular. So maybe going forward in this year, I'll do a 24-hour live stream, but I'll have to figure out what to do. Yeah, don't hold me to a promise there though, because I don't know. It's kind of difficult to come up with something to last for 24 hours. I know that some people for their streams, like what they do is that they Like they'll stream for like 8 hours, and then for the rest of the 24 hours they'll just like sleep and have like the camera on. I don't know if that would be, I don't know if that would count as technically a 24-hour live stream. But it's not really a live stream per se, it's more like a subathon type of thing. Not something that I would do though, generally. Clips of your live stream as shorts to promote your streams and channel. Nah, the thing about shorts though, well, I want to say that I'm not particularly very serious about like making content anymore. A lot of time that I do make content is just something that I think is fun. But making shorts for that matter, it doesn't really help all that much to grow somebody's channel. So some people get the idea that if they clip something and it's like a short and it gets like a, I don't know, like 3,000 views or like 4,000 or like 1,000,000 or something, then it kind of translates over. But at the end of the day, one thing I've learned over the years is that the subscriber number doesn't really matter. like you could argue, yeah, it kind of matters because it's like the base of everything, and people subscribe to you because they like you. But it kind of just depends on like what type of content you make and what type of content people subscribe for, right? So a lot of times I see people going about it, like let's say for example, you make Dark Souls type content, and you make challenges on Dark Souls, and that's the majority of what you do, and that's what people signed up for. They signed up for people doing challenges for Dark Souls. That's not something I want to do though. I don't want to do Dark Souls challenges. That sounds miserable. Holy shit. Do you guys know that I've seen so many challenges of Dark Souls, like at a glance. There was one guy that was like insane enough to do a hitless run throughout the entire trilogy of Dark Souls, including Elden Ring hitless, and he did it back to back, like on all the games. Can you imagine how stressful that would be? It just, like, that challenge is so fucking insane to do everything back to back on stream hitless for everybody to see. Like, all 3 of those Dark Souls games, including Elden Ring, and I think also Bloodborne. Like, you do all those without taking a single hit or taking any damage whatsoever. And if you did, you had to restart the whole thing. It sounds so miserable doing that. See, that's one of the main reasons why I stopped doing challenges in general. Because the more I did challenges, the more I kept pushing myself, the more it was like, damn, I'm gonna do more challenges that are gonna be fucking insane. And it's just, oh god, it's like it's hard not to, because I had fun at the time doing it. Right? So it was like, how far can you go in Wizard 101 at like level 1? Kind of like, you know, you do it for Dark Souls and you do it at level 1, that type of thing. Maybe not to that caliber, but it took a lot of optimization and took a lot of time in the background trying to plan everything. Like, it's stressful, it really was. Dead Rising Infinity Mode, Parasite Eve, Kingdom Hearts could all be 24 hours no problem, or run a RimWorld colony. I know, Retro, but it has to be, it has to be something that's like not just like games, but the last time I did like the 24-hour thing, it was like a challenge, and essentially what I did was I made it specifically like a run for charity. But it doesn't have to be for charity, it just has to be a really good idea to last for 24 hours that isn't just like me playing games, like sort of like an added challenge or something that kind of adds something interesting to it. And that's like the hard part for me, because I don't want you guys to like sit there and be like, he's just playing the fucking game, and look, he sucks. That's funny. like, he's dying. He keeps dying. And then you guys spam emotes. It's just I don't want it to be like that. It has to be something entertaining. I think that's the right word. To keep your minds occupied for 24 hours. Because I don't want it to be boring. I want it to be fun too. Reminds me of challenges of Wiz that you restart your character if you die. I've been recommended those quite recently because I've seen like quite a bit. Like over the course of these past few months, I've been recommended like a lot of challenge videos, not just of like different games, but also not particularly in games in general, but sort of like the content that Mr. Beast does. And I feel like that has an effect on everything on YouTube, where everything has to be, like a huge deal, and it has to have like I did this for like 24 hours, or I did that for, I don't know, I did that for a week. I lived homeless for like 2 days to see what it was like. Like not to that extreme, but it's the way everything's structured on YouTube nowadays. I keep getting recommended those sometimes, and I can't help but feel I get sick of them. Just playing is fine, entertaining. I don't know. Like I want it to be maybe like a charity type thing where have you guys ever heard of like games done quick? You guys ever heard of that specific type of I don't know what it's called. Essentially, there's speedrunners that do things for charity, and they'll speedrun a game in order of what they're specialize in. So they'll essentially speedrun a game in a certain time limit, and then the next runner goes ahead and they try to entertain the crowd while also, trying to get donations and make sure that it goes to a good cause. We poor though. I know. I don't mean like I don't mean like charity. It doesn't necessarily need to be like charity. It just needs to be like a good idea to do that would kind of pad out 24 hours. That isn't just like gameplay. It needs that extra special something that kind of gives it a twist. Like I want to say I want to be able to do challenges, but I want to be able to do them for you guys. Because I think you guys are worth more than just regular gameplay. I think you guys are worth more than, just me sitting on my ass playing games. Because I care about the people that chat and they say hi every day. It means a lot to me. So I could just, sit there and then have like a staring contest with you guys, and it's like this, like that. And then I don't talk at all. It's like you guys know what I mean, like that. It's like that. Like I could do that. You could have like a 24-hour stare down where it's just me looking at you, and I don't blink. Collab with an anime girl. I don't know. I don't know. I generally don't collab with anybody, but I guess I could try maybe this year. Try to maybe make like a content creator friend. That's like an idea. So what is it? Get to 100k subscribers. That's something I didn't do this year. I think that was pretty obvious. I mean, not that like the subscribers really matter all that much. I know for some people when they first start YouTube and they get let's say, oh Froggies, I reached my 5,000 subscriber milestone, and then I reached 10k or however many. Oh my god, you sweet summer child. You still have a lot to learn about YouTube. Just because you got 5k to 10k, you need to understand you need to be able to maintain that. And even if you do get that much, you need to be able to understand your audience and what they want. So, a lot of it, even getting to that point of 100k is quite a bit. Like, the thing is to understand how to grow as a YouTuber. Like, if you want to make it to, like, the 100k or something, and I had to learn this lesson too, you need to treat this thing as, like, a business. That's just a straight and narrow cut through everything. It's as blunt of an answer I can give. But I always see the YouTubers thinking, I got to 1,000 subscribers. That's where I'm gonna hit it big. I'm gonna make it there. No, you don't. You still need to put in the work. You still, it takes work to be able to grow. And if you're not willing to put 100% into anything, including being able to make a community out of it, then it's gonna be hard. A charity stream that a company sponsors, G Fuel charity stream. I don't know, man. In the past I've been offered like a lot of sponsorships. I've told you guys this before, but if I don't believe in a sponsorship, or it's not something that I would like my audience to play, or an audience that would like it, I'm just gonna shut it down. I've had multiple offers in the past. I had one from Raid Shadow Legends. By the way, Raid Shadow Legends, fuck you guys. So, it wasn't just that. There was also some indie games that tried to reach out to me and they're like, hey, Froggies, can you play our games? We'll give you some keys on Steam, and, if you do it, we'll give you like $500 or something. And I'd be like, nah, well, actually, let me see the game first. And then, maybe the most I've ever gotten for games specifically, and the genre of them, a lot of them were porn games. a lot of them were they were like porn games, but like gotcha of like girls, like mobile games for like girls and all of that. I was like, what the fuck is this? I'm not doing that. I didn't say like fuck you guys directly, but I was like, I'm not one to vouch for this sort of thing. I'm not into these sorts of games. I don't play porn games either, so I don't really do that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know if there's like people out there here that plays them. No shame to you guys if you do. It's just not my cup of tea, and it's not something that I want to show people in particular either. But it wasn't just indie game developers or like game people contacting me, developers contacting me all the fucking time. Sometimes I still get it nowadays, but a little lesser to that degree. I've also been contacted by damn it, I'm trying to remember. It wasn't a game developer. What was it? I lost my train of thought. Fuck. What was it? Hold on, it's gonna come back to me. Oh, I was also contacted by many NFT and like crypto people, and they were like, hey, if you sponsor this or like crypto that, or like go on this website and sponsor this website, we'll give you like $1,000 or something, or however much. I don't know. I was like, fuck you guys, get the fuck out of my email. I literally said, fuck you guys. I wish I could show you guys the email, but it's been like such a long time. It's been like 4 or 5 years almost. But during that time when everybody was indoors, I got the most amount of endorsements. And like I said, if it's something that I don't wholeheartedly agree, like I won't show you guys it, and I won't recommend you guys it, because it's not something that I personally get into. So it's not something I promote. So yeah. Most of the sponsorships I shut down, but if they were at the very least forthcoming about it and they were like, hey, do you want to try out our indie game? We'll give you some free keys. And the amount of money that we're gonna pay to you, or the money that we are gonna pay to you, it's gonna go directly to charity. I'd be like, oh, okay, sure. But literally, no game developers or nobody in the marketing team has ever offered me that type of position before. So if they did, now you guys know the way to Froggy's heart. Maybe if some people are in the job of marketing, make sure to list that there, and then maybe I might give it a try. If it's a fun game, sure. We like titties around here. Yeah, but not everybody likes titties. So I want to make sure that some people, maybe if they're like kids or something, they're watching. I kind of have to avert their gaze. But it's not just that. It's just, I don't want to be like porn games. It's not the channel for it. Let me see. Number 6. I think this year was probably one of the best years I've had. And I stated this like in the last stream that we did for Dark Souls. I think, personally speaking, this year this was like the year that I started the Handcams. And I thought it was relatively good because we did a lot of building streams. We did the gingerbread building stream. We did a lot of doodle requests. We did... Well, I did like an experimental Valentine's Day stream, but that wasn't like the best. It took so much effort doing it though. But I enjoyed the process. I thought it was fun. And what else? We did like a couple other things too. Hold on. Let me try to go back into the years to see what else we did throughout it. Oh, we also did that. Okay, so this was the list this is some of the stuff that we did last year. So we did paper, art of paper folding. We did origami. That was something new. And we did drawing Pokemon from memory with scratch paper. That's something I haven't done before. And this was the first time I ever undertook drawing or doing that as a hobby. So I was a really bad artist, and that's the first time I ever learned anything to do with art. Actually, everyone does love titties. It's built in birth or you don't last long. Not appropriate sometimes though. Yeah, it's just like there's a time and place for it. I just didn't think that was like the best way to go about it for this channel. Yeah, this was the Valentine's Day interactive stream RPG. And what else? A lot of it was spent was getting better at art. Oh, we did Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? That was technically a game, but that's also something that I did. We made meth. That's one other thing we did. I actually forgot, but did you guys know that when I made the candy, it was so close to my mic that it broke it? So I didn't know until like a couple months later that essentially what happened was that since it was heating up next to my microphone, it essentially also heated up my microphone. So the inside components actually malfunctioned. And it wasn't until like early December of last year I actually had to replace it. But I thought this was fun. This was definitely fun. Where was it? Here it is. Yeah, we made meth. Or sorry, not meth. We made glass candy. Yeah, glass candy. This was definitely one of these streams. Maybe eventually, if we do get an option to make different sorts of candy and not just this, I might undertake that. So probably if I come up with another list, I'm gonna make one like right now, but I'll probably make more creative streams, kinda like this. It's just that they're so messy to do though. Yeah, so... The science experiment one was fun. Was it? Oh, that must have been like a long time ago though. But still though, not to distract away or detract away from this, this was definitely one of the streams that I had fun. It was just really, really messy doing. Okay, what else? Oh, we also painted eggs. That's another thing we did last year. I think they came out alright. Yeah, we had a wizard guy. We had an apple. We had an execute. Oh, and we had like a little mini frog too. And we had a... I don't know what this was. A Gudetama? I think that's what it's called. They came out okay. Not anything too special, but it kind of added a little bit to my art repertoire. Oh, we got the... I don't know what this is. We had the obey egg. I think. I don't know. Yeah, it was definitely something. Okay, what else? Oh, we did more karaoke too. That was something. I gotta get back into doing karaoke. It's been like 5 months though, right? Yeah, it's been like 5 months since we did a karaoke stream. What else? I think that was it. Like for trying new things. Oh wait. We also at like the start of the new year, I think what we did was we did Turkish Delight as well. So we made that, and what else? I think that was it. We made the gingerbread house and Turkish Delight. Oh, and here was our New Year's resolutions. Yeah, we wrote these down last year. We also did it on stream too, wow. Oh, but I also wrote down Burger King foot lettuce. Oh, these were last year's. Okay. Alright, let's try to look back in the rest. So we also had... We had number 7 at Don't Die. I think that goes without saying for a lot of people. Maybe not everybody was able to accomplish that. Or, you know, it's definitely tragic. But for those who did, they're 1 year closer to be able to see the end of One Piece. So... To anybody that did survive, congratulations. That means we're eventually gonna be able to see the end of One Piece. Maybe for this year, I'll put that down as well. Number 8. Make more content creator friends. Yeah, we said this earlier in the stream, but I kind of want to make more content creator friends in general. But be able to make stuff that's more creative than just like regular gameplay. Because I want to give you guys the best, you know. And if I don't give you guys the best, then essentially I'm giving you guys like 80%. And that's not like an Asian thing to do. The 80% is kind of garbage. 80% is like a B. It's not A+. 1 year closer to GTA 6? Yeah, 1 year closer until the delay. And then it's gonna be another year until we get GTA 6. Some people are very hopeful on that, but I like to think that I'm pretty sure it's gonna get delayed again. Number 9. Get better at singing and ASMR. Not something that I want to do for ASMR, because it feels very, I don't know, more personal, but also more sensual in a weird way. So if anything, besides ASMR, I only probably want to get better at singing. So maybe going forward of this year, we're gonna do more singing streams. I think that just makes more sense because I do like singing in general, but it's not something I'm good at, although I do try a bit. It's hard though, because there's a lot of songs out there that maybe I'm not really used to, but I still gotta give it a try. GTA 6 is gonna be awful. All talent already left Rockstar. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way of life. Sometimes people gotta move on, and sometimes people pass and they gotta do other things. So, if you're left with without the backbone of it all, it kind of ends up being in a weird state, because you want it to be done, you want it to be finished, but you don't know how to get it finished. I feel like that's just kind of it with a lot of games nowadays. They don't want to... It is technically about money and how much it costs, but if you don't have the talent or you don't have the backbone of it, it's kind of hard to make it work and be able to push it out so that it can actually get a profit or turn a profit. I've never really seen a game that was this much into development and has ever made it out and have it like be like a good quality game, if that makes sense. Any game that gets delayed nowadays kinda gets put in purgatory, where if it's passed around studios, they don't know what the fuck to do with it. Because the thing is, every game has its own direction, and it has its own directors and producers and developers, and every person, they might not have the same vision and the same experience that the person had before it when they didn't switch hands with the project. A lot of the times, and this is coming from my experience from game design, since I do have a little bit of it, not a whole lot. I did one time, I did used to go to the Blizzard headquarters just to see what the game designers were doing over there. And it was interesting. But the thing is, when it changes hands, the same thing can be said, and I did read up a lot of this on Dark Souls 2. I'm gonna go off on a tangent here, so if I apologize if people aren't interested in Dark Souls 2. But I heard at one time, there used to be two people that worked on Dark Souls 2, where the main guy behind Dark Souls 1, I forgot his name, maybe it was like Miyazaki or something. So he let his two proteges work on Dark Souls 2 while he's working on another game called Bloodborne. So these two people, the proteges, had different visions, they had different ways about going on the game and working on it. So eventually the studio or the people at the higher up disagreed with this one guy's vision. I forgot his name. So they kicked him off the team, and they made the other guy the head lead or the designer of Dark Souls 2. And he made a lot of decisions that were trying to fix the game and make it head in the right direction, but ultimately the game was majority of it was almost complete, and by the time that he was able to try and fix everything, you could kind of see it in the game where a lot of things don't really match up, like the setting or also the characters, or visually speaking it might not look the best. So besides like level design and everything else in between mechanically, there's a lot of stuff that he tried to fix, but ultimately the deadline was near and he wasn't able to fix everything. That's why we end up with Dark Souls 2. So a lot of the times when there's games that are being made and they get delayed, or maybe it has a lot to do with budget constraints, and it gets passed on to a different studio who either buys the IP, or mostly because this studio doesn't have enough time to work on it because their resources are getting drained. They don't have the right vision for it, or they don't have the director behind it to be able to show them that this is what they were trying to go for with the game. So it's kind of like if you're given a manuscript, or you're given let's say a movie script, and you're an actor, right? So let's say you're given a script of a Breaking Bad, and you're supposed to read the lines, but you don't know how the fuck you're gonna interpret it because there's gonna be another actor that says the lines. So are you supposed to be somber? Are you supposed to be sad? Or are you supposed to be happy doing it? Or I don't know, maybe if you don't know the character all that well, how are you supposed to play it? Like you could argue, yeah, but why don't they just like write in parentheses how they're supposed to feel? So that the way I interpret it is kind of like that. If you don't know what the game's all about, or you don't know how to interpret it, then the whole thing kind of falls apart. Anyway, that's my tangent. I just had to talk about that, but that's just the way I think about game design. And my experience with it. So, yeah. Number 10. Live, laugh, life. And Phoenix corrected me this. He said live, laugh, love. And I think that's a big thing with life. If you're ever to do anything, you gotta do it to the fullest, as if it's your last day on Earth. If you wanna laugh, laugh like it's your last day. If you wanna love, then love somebody to the fullest. Because it's important to do that. You never know when something's gonna end. It might end abruptly, it might end in an instant, or it might end at the very next day when you wake up. So that's the main reason why I kind of wrote that. But also at the time last year, it was probably one of my lowest points my second lowest point in my life, because I lost my grandma, but I also lost I lost three things that specifically that year. I lost a really good content creator friend, and I lost my grandma, as well as I lost my head moderator for the Discord that I was friends with for about 4 years or so, which was like a triple threat, almost like a wombo combo. I didn't expect that, but it was difficult. It was tough. But now looking back, I want to say I grew more as a person, more so than like an actual content creator, because it allowed me to explore my different options that I had for the streams that I wanted to do, but also experiment and try new things. And that's something that I never did, because I guess I never really thought about it that way. Sorry for your loss. Thank you guys. That was just it was like a year ago, but it's definitely, I'd say it gets better over time. More specifically about the people that I used to remember. Although sometimes I still get those thoughts in my mind, because those never really go away. The only thing that you can do is kind of shoulder it and maybe kind of not let it get the best of you, no matter what it is. Thinking back though, and it's still kind of hard because well, it's hard to accept it. That's the that's the thing. Yeah, but looking back though, I want to say that I'm not happy with it, but I accept the way that things were done, and that's the only thing I can really do, or that's the only thing I can say. I have to accept it for what it is. And, you know, do better. Which I think I did. I think I did better as like a person and allowed myself for more growth. In you know, being a person, I guess. Or a human. A decent human being. Okay. Alright, let's move on to so this was like our old New Year's resolution. Let's start like a New Year's resolution. Alright, let me make sure I get this up. Alright guys, we're gonna have a New Year's resolution. So last year, actually, let me make sure I put this down. I'll put the last year on the side. Last year. Personal growth is the most important and satisfying. I won't lie though. I can understand like the idea of maybe doing things that you want versus doing things that other people want. Kind of like as a content creator, you want to be able to do things that you want personally because it's your own goals. But there's things that the audience might want that you kind of have to compromise a little bit. And that's something that I had to think about as like a content creator when I was doing this about like 7 years ago. But eventually I just learned that I'm just going to do things that I want, and I have a lot more fun, but also I'm a lot more happier that way. So it might not be something that most people like. Like let's say, you know, people who watch something specifically for a type of content. I'm probably not gonna like go back to it unless I feel like I want to do it. And I gotta say, I think it's one of my best years. Okay, all right. So this is last year. We're gonna put this to the side. This was last year. Now we gotta make this year's. Number one. What do I want to put on here? Number one. What was it? Number one. Don't die. That's a good one. Yeah. I'm gonna put that on the top of the list because I want to be able to get to the end of One Piece. That's probably the most important one. Number two. Oh, also get to see the live the day where GTA 6 gets released. It's been 10 years in the making. Number two. Number two, become well, I don't know. What would I want to put number two as? Maintain healthiness. I think that's important. Maintain health. Because right now, I feel like I've been healthier, not to the extent of high school, but I feel like I've definitely been able to become more healthier by not like drinking soda and eating a lot of fatty foods. Number three. What would number 3 be? It's kind of hard because a lot of the New Year's resolutions that I've had, the thing is, a lot of the New Year's from like last year's that I've listed, I feel like I've gotten better at, so it's kind of hard to make like New Year's resolutions. KH4 and ES6 have also been like 10 years each. Oh. Damn, that's kind of sad. So Elder Scrolls 6 and Kingdom Hearts, huh? There's a lot of games that get delayed, especially ones that people anticipate or they're really excited for. Let me see. What would number 3 be? Oh, by the way, guys, one thing I'm gonna be doing is if people are planning on making New Year's resolutions, I'm gonna make like a new channel in our Discord tab, and you feel free to be able to put like your New Year's resolutions in there. And what I'm gonna do is like next year, or by the end of it, I'm gonna unveil the Discord channel so that everybody could see what their New Year's resolutions was, and see if you guys were able to complete them. Or maybe you might not complete all of them, maybe if you did a couple of them on the list. I didn't get to do that last year, so this year is just like something I thought it would be fun to do. Also, it's just something that I kind of borrowed because it reminds me of somebody that I used to know. They did the same thing, but I never got the chance to do it for my channel. Got a new Discord link? The one in your link tree wasn't working? Let me see. I'll try to see if I can make a link here. If it doesn't, then maybe it has something to do with requirements for like how to, well, requirements for joining. I don't know. Let me see. I can check right now. If anybody is having problems, feel free to tell me. Alright, this should work, I think. Maybe I should pin that. Okay, there we go. But yeah, that's the Discord link. If that doesn't work, then I'm not really sure. Maybe Discord has like a problem. Cause all our links should work. That's just a new one that I generated. Alright, number 3. What would be a good Okay, how about this? Instead of making an amazing video, get into what is it? A habit. Get into a habit. Or not habit. Get into a new hobby. Maybe that's something new. Because so far, the only hobbies I have is maybe singing, drawing, and what else? I guess playing games is kind of a hobby, but trading cards is like another hobby. And besides that, I don't really have anything else. So maybe getting into a new hobby, that'd be some new interest I could explore. Number 4. What would be a good... Oh, maybe okay. Maybe make another 24-hour stream. An amazing 24-hour stream. Alright, this year, I promise, guys, I'm gonna do another 24-hour live stream. But it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna blow people's socks off. And it's gonna blow everybody's pants off, too. It's gonna leave them exposed in the wind. That's how awesome it's gonna be. I'm in. Nice, Reaper. Yeah, I'll make like a channel for it. So if anybody is interested right now, feel free to put your New Year's resolutions on there. Just give me 1 second. We'll call it New Year's resolutions. And then we'll put it up down here next to... We'll put it down here next to art. That's gonna be the new channel. Hey Ash, long time no see, man. How you been? Hope you had like an awesome New Year's. Yeah, we're just making New Year's resolutions. So if anybody is interested, like I said, the New Year's resolutions channel is gonna be in our Discord. So if you do have something or like a goal in mind that you want to be able to come true, feel free to put it on there. And well, after a bit, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna seal off the New Year's resolutions, and then I'm gonna make it so that you guys, well, feel free to like make a copy of your own, and then because you won't see the channel until like a year later, where I'll like reveal it a year after. So yeah, it's gonna be down here. Let me show you guys. But I feel like for this year in particular, it's definitely been interesting with everything going on in the world. Yeah, it's down here for the New Year's resolutions. Right under art. That's gonna be where it is. So when you think of your 10 or, well, I don't know however many New Year's resolutions you guys have. When you come up with maybe 10 or so, feel free to just drop it down here. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Hold on. How strict are you with Discord rules? I'm constantly looking at politics. Try not to do anything political in our Discord. We try to keep it non-political so that everybody gets along. That's one of the rules, but as long as you don't do that, you'll mostly be fine. That's mostly about it, though. We generally don't do any politics. We kind of just talk about general stuff that's going on in our lives, or like well, anything fun that people think they want to post. Lately, it's just been people about. Well, lately it's been about people sharing their own experiences, or Maybe what they're currently doing. We have like a lot of different channels, but mainly it's just like the hangout that we talk about stuff. All right, number 5. I think maybe I'm not really gonna think about subscribers all that much. I don't know. It's not something that I generally care about much of anymore. But I think for number 5, it had to be something that's like goal oriented or something that I'm passionate about. Maybe find a new passion. Find a new passion. Find a new passion. Reignite the flames. Burger King foot lettuce? No, we ain't getting to number 15. I feel like 15 might be a tad bit too much. Number 6. So, I think I still want to make content creator friends. That's another thing. Make content creator friends. That's certainly the most important thing. Because I feel like, with anything, when you try to make content on YouTube, it's kind of... I've been doing it for like the past 7 years alone, so I haven't really had any content creator friends. Except for one. That's only it. But besides them, I can't say for certain that I don't know. I don't even know where I would look. That's the problem. That's the hard part. It's the way I say it is because like nowadays the way people make friends in general is by what is it? The way people make friends in general is by reaching out online. They don't really go out and look for friends like on the street. Wink if you're alive is looking for a collaboration on Twitter. She had less than 30 viewers. Oh, I generally don't mind like how many viewers somebody has. Like I don't really care about like the numbers aspect of things, but if the thing is though, it would have to be something that when we do a collaboration, it has to be something that kind of fits into whatever I'm doing. So if it's something that's like unrelated and is like cooking, or maybe it's something that like, let's say for example, like right now we're playing different games like Pokemon or Dark Souls. I'd have to find some way to incorporate that and then have some sort of collaboration for it. Which is, for me, I find it difficult because I want it to be original. Or something that... What's the word for it? Not necessarily original because not everything can be original. Something that we can kind of do but also have fun doing it on stream. But make it worthwhile where it's like the audience isn't like Froggy's. So what is this? What's going on? I don't know. I just joined in. What the fuck? What is it? You know, kind of like that. Where if, and I see this all the time where people have collaborations where they don't expect it and they join in and they just see a bunch of people. I guess I don't know. They're playing a game, but they're not necessarily reacting to the chat all that much. That's something I don't really want to do with you guys. I want to be able to make sure that everybody is heard, but also that they're sure of that they exist. I think that's the way to go about it. So I don't want everybody to... I don't want to miss out on like chats or anything just because I'm preoccupied. She was playing 7 Days to Die last I saw. That seems like fun. But still though, I don't know. I think if I do come across it, I don't know, like it's weird for me because I want it to happen naturally, if that makes sense. Like, let's say for example, one day I browse on YouTube and then I see somebody that I was like, oh, maybe I could like reach out to them, and then maybe they might be interested in whatever I'm doing, and then they want to be friends or something. Like, I don't want it to happen in like a, what is it, an unnatural way. I don't know how I would explain it. I guess it would just be kind of like that. I feel the same way about meeting a woman, but if we don't put a little effort into it, it will never happen, dude. I don't really have any taste in like women, except for blondes. But that's just me. Eventually though, in terms of that, I'd say that's a little different for me, because if I ever do find somebody to that regard, it also kind of has to happen naturally. But overall, I haven't really been attracted to anybody in a long time. Long time. Because I generally don't care that much about looks. Some people do. Maybe a little bit, but I care very little about it. It's kind of like a non-issue. I like to think that I care more on like the logical side of things. Yeah, I think for me personally, let me go off on a tangent. Personally speaking, if I wanted to go out with somebody, the least possible thing that I would look for, at the very least, in somebody would be to just be nice. that's 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 about it. I think that's kind of like a given. Those are like kind of my standards. Like, just be nice, and that's about it. Oh, and honest, I guess. Nice and honest. That's also like one other thing. But beyond that, I don't have any like tastes on like what I prefer. Blonde, like I said, like the hair color I like in particular, but it doesn't really play much of a role. I just say that for shits and giggles. But my type of person is just nice, being honest. That's about it. In the form of attraction, though, I've never been attracted to anybody. Quite literally, never. Never had a single thought. You get nice or honest? I'll take the nice then. I'll take. Well, I don't know. Because the thing is, like, you can be honest, and I've been honest at times, quite a bit. We're to a point where I don't think that I've been like honest in the right way. When I say honest, you could be brutally honest, you could be directly honest, and you could say things that might hurt somebody else. And that's something that I don't particularly. I've learned from it. I want to say that I have, but I haven't really forgiven myself yet. It's just a lot of things that I've said were honest, but not in the way that I thought it would be interpreted. So I definitely screwed up when it comes to brutal honesty. But that's just how I am. That's just how it was. It was like nothing I could have done, but now I know. I could have done things a lot differently, but I guess that's just how it was. I can't really go back in time now. Okay, number 7. What would I put on here for number 7? How about... How about... How about travel to at least one new location? How about two? How about two new places in real life? I think that's something I kind of need to do more of. More so than just like routine of just like going to from 9 to 5 and then going to the grocery store picking up stuff, or going to like the card shops near me and coming home and eating, fixing dinner and showering and all of that. I feel like that's something I want to do more of, like outside. I think that makes a whole lot of sense. Kind of broaden my horizons a little bit. Maybe, actually. Well, I don't know. Maybe events. Maybe that's something. maybe, maybe travel to at least two new places in real life in the form of an event. That's something I kind of probably need to do more of. But I've always been... I've said this before. One thing I feel like that's kind of like a hazard, or something I gotta be more cautious of, is there are some people or some accidents that can happen at events. Some of them could be because of people doing them, or it could be kind of like a freak accident of some kind. So, let's say for example, I used this example about a couple days ago too. If I go to a bar and it's supposed to celebrate a certain, I don't know, a certain holiday, and all of a sudden like a fire starts, or I don't know, not like a fire starts, maybe like a freak accident, maybe there's like an earthquake, and then like the whole place kind of collapses. That's one of the reasons why I tend not to go to like public events. I know the probability of that is very low, but sometimes though, I'd say it can be a good thing to socialize and go out there and experience new things. I tend not to do it because I like to be a little bit more cautious about certain stuff, or maybe going to certain places where it could be not necessarily controversial, but it's just some things that can be very dangerous depending on the current circumstances. Let's see, number 8. What would I go for there? Handsome at the zoo? I've never been to a zoo before. Maybe that's something I should have put there. Maybe zoo. Zoo. That's actually a good thing as well. Okay, number 8. Handcam? I don't know if I want to do like vlogging. I don't know. Some people might like doing vlogging, but it's not something that I like doing because I don't really have anything interesting going on. And a lot of stuff, if I do take with me on like my work related routes, like I do get out and meet like lots of business owners. That's just more of like a privatized thing, so I don't think I could ever do like a vlogging type thing. Well, maybe unless I do like a different channel and it's like kind of that content, where it's like day in the life of I don't know, construction worker, or day in the life of Costco franchise owner, or day in the life of Amazon warehouse worker. Watch as they slave away and work 16 hours a day, putting stuff in boxes and then shipping them out on carts. That's something I could do for content. Well, maybe not. But still though, that's more like a private thing, so maybe no vlogging. It'd be fun, don't get me wrong. it'd be it'd be fun. Maybe unless the person agreed with it. Then but like beforehand, I'd be like, hey, can I make like a video of you in like the day of the life or something? Maybe people want to learn more about your job. I'd be like, sure. And then we're like, we're in the ground floor of things. It's gonna be like YouTube journalism. Probably not, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. The zoo is interesting. Is it? You know what's one thing I've been so surprised by? Like since you reminded me of the zoo, I'm surprised that SeaWorld is still a thing. Like I'm pretty sure SeaWorld has never closed and it's still like up and running and in business. People still go there. Even after all the controversies, even after all the controversies and other things that have been going on for SeaWorld in particular. I'm not gonna like touch upon it, but I've heard like a lot of bad things in general, and also like some other things that are kind of unrelated in terms of accidents. Not just like the animals, but also people that have went there and stuff has happened. Like after all this time, SeaWorld still is open for business. Which is very surprising, but it is. I don't know how it's kept open, but I guess people still go there. Like I always thought the same thing to a lesser extent would be like Six Flags or Universal Studios. Same with Disneyland. I've seen Disneylands close so many of their Disney stores in the malls across America that I have to wonder if anybody ever still goes to Disney World. I'm sure the numbers are a lot less, but I'm pretty sure the reason why they closed a lot of Disney stores was because it wasn't exactly profitable by any means. And when I say a lot of Disney stores, every single mall around me, like, and I have like quite a few around me, all of them, all the Disney stores have just closed. There's not a single one out there. So if I do want to go to a Disney store, the closest one would be... I don't want to give like a bad estimate, but it's like about 50 miles away. it's like you have to go on the freeway or the highway, and it's gonna take you like more than maybe like an hour and a half if you want to go to the Disney store if you're really excited for it. And I think that's like the biggest mall around me in California, so I'm pretty sure that's the only one that's left. But anyways, yeah, in terms of business, I'm still surprised that that SeaWorld is still in business, along with some other amusement parks. I don't think I've ever seen a Disney store in my life outside Disney World. Really? They were extremely common in every single mall. Like literally every single one had them. At least like every single mall that I've been to. Yeah, I've been to about like 10 or so malls. Well, maybe more than that. Cuz I remember back when I first the way I experienced more malls than I think the average person is because my sister used to work for Pop Mart. Sorry, not work. I gotta like get this right. She used to own ownership about like maybe I don't know, give rough estimate like 30% of Pop Mart. So we went across the malls of California to install the vending machines for the Pop Mart figures. And that's, if you ever been to any malls in California, or I don't know where you are, you probably might have seen some of those machines where they have like the blind boxes and then you pay $15 for a box. So by the way, I installed those. By the way, if anybody has ever seen them, So every single time I go to a mall now, I have to be reminded that I spent long hours at night helping my sister install them. Anyways, besides that, it's definitely definitely it was definitely in every single mall that I've ever been to. Just I'm pretty sure I've been to more malls than the average person. I've had this story before. I've also told this like a lot. When I was helping my sister, we used to do the vending machine installation in the dead of night, where there was practically nobody at the malls, and we could just be in it from like 12 a.m. to all the way up to sunrise. So one time we got fried chicken that from a place that was still open. We got it from Raising Cane's. I'm pretty sure some people have heard of that. So we got the chicken from Raising Cane's at 3 a.m., which was directly across from the mall. It was still open. It was one of the driest chicken, or one of the worst the worst chicken meals I've ever had. It was absolutely terrible. I don't know what they did with the chicken. It was absolutely dry and it was tough. it was it was the worst dinner I've ever had at 3 a.m. And we were eating that in the mall. Anyways. Yeah, but I digress. That was just like a side tangent that I had to go on. I had to reiterate that story for maybe people who haven't heard about it before. Okay. Ah, God. Thinking back on that chicken, though, kind of makes me sad. I don't know why I ate it. Maybe because I was hungry. Ah, God. Probably sitting in a warmer for 3 hours. Probably. I'm surprised that Raising Cane is still open at 3 a.m. I would have thought every fast food restaurant would have been closed, but I guess some people stay up for 24 hours or so. Maybe McDonald's also does that. But I'm pretty sure it's not like you could just walk into the restaurant and order something. I'm pretty sure it's just the drive-through. Okay, number 8. What is number 8? Uh... Okay, how about this? Resolve inner demons. I think that's something that everybody has in the form of regrets. There's still some things that I regret to this day, and I wish I could go back to fix them. I think the best way to go about it is kind of find a way to maybe forgive yourself for them. Which, for me, it's difficult to do that. So hopefully by the end of this year, I might be able to. Well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to getting rid of regrets. I remember one time I had regrets for 10 years or so. Well, this was like much more different than other regrets that I've had, that I've developed like a little bit more recently. But I remember back when I was a teenager. I think I was like 14 or so, 13 or 14. I had a girlfriend, and we broke up mostly because of my problems, but not just because of my problems. I want to say that we were kind of unprepared about the whole thing. I've talked about this before, but we were just like teenagers who didn't know what the fuck we were doing or getting into. I think that's kind of just like the thing that's natural when it comes to teenagers. So after that, over the course of 10 years, I've been holding on to the thought of resolving the conflict, because we didn't end it in the right way. And after about 10 years or so, we decided to meet up again. by pure chance, by pure coincidence, somehow we just met up back with each other, and we kind of just talked about things and we laughed it off. So after 10 years, that kind of weight, or like the burden in the back of my mind, kind of just relinquished itself. It's like, I don't know if anybody's ever had that feeling before. It's like, damn, I actually got rid of that. Now I'm free. I don't have any regrets. But then, throughout life, I realized that you're gonna meet new people, you're gonna develop even more regrets, and you're gonna have things on your mind. Even if you don't want them to, they're gonna happen sometimes. So there are a lot of regrets I do have. Like, not doing things I could have done better, but unresolved things that I feel like I've fucked up in the past. And I could have done a lot better with the friends that I've had. So, when I mean resolve inner demons, I mean that. I don't mean like schizophrenia or something, okay? I don't mean like some people, maybe you have like, I don't know, maybe if some people are bipolar and they have like a different side and there's like the dark side or something. I don't mean that. Like, I don't mean that, okay? I mean regrets. Let me put that down. Regrets. I don't mean like the, like a lot of dark stuff. All right, what would be number 9? Number 9. Get better at singing. I don't know. Would I say get better at singing? Probably not. What'd be number 9? This is really good thinking music. Number 9. What would that be? I know what's number 10. It's just gonna be live, laugh, and love. Man, I don't even have the faintest clue. Trying to come up with 10. It feels like it'd be a lot easier, but somehow this year, since I've knocked off like a bit from last year, it's so hard trying to come up with something. Oh, that's like another thing I kind of wanted to talk about. Have you guys ever seen anything that has lasted for more than 200 or 300 years? There's only like a few things that I feel like have ever lasted for that long. There's a lot of things that have lasted that long. There's 2 things though that I do know off the top of my head. There's books, and there's the delivery service or mail. Those are the 2 things that have, off the top of my head, that have lasted for that long. And people still use books, and people still use like the delivery service. I guess you can also argue electricity. So some things have been lasting for quite a long time. Books for even longer though. Let me see. Number 9 though. What would that have to be? Darn. Trying to come up with something. What about... What is it that I want to change? I know some people might argue, if they do know me, they'd be like, yeah, Froggies, you gotta change your attire. You can't do that 365 24/7. I've never changed my attire all that much. Probably not that. I don't really want to stick to a schedule either. I'm not much of a schedule guy. Let me see. This is the most amount of time I've ever spent thinking on anything. I never have this issue of anything else. I guess it's because I usually, when I think about something, I research it very thoroughly. Or not thoroughly, but I can understand it and perceive it. Whereas if this has more so to do with like my inner thoughts or what I actually want. Okay, how about this? Get better at singing and drawing. I think those two are probably what I really want the most right now. Because if anything, I don't have any real needs or desires from within. Maybe number 9 could have been like, Froggy's find soulmate. No, it's not gonna be that. It's just gonna be self-improvement all the way, I think. If anything, I feel like it changed a little bit from last year to this year. And then number 10 is very simple. It's gonna be live, laugh, and love. Live life to the fullest. That's kind of hard to do every day, though. Maybe just on the weekends. Kiss someone? That's kind of easy. Everybody has a mom, right? That's kind of easy. I don't know. Kiss someone, though. Unlock your inner potential? Feel like that's like a little bit broad. I don't know what I would unlock. Maybe just get better at singing and drawing. That's my inner potential right now. Because I have like a base to build off of. Okay, that's gonna be... I guess that's gonna be this year's New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions. For 2026. Alright, let me paste them into our Discord. I'll make sure to write down 2026 so that everybody makes sure that it's like the year that they're going for. Alright, it's gonna be in the Discord now. It's gonna be in the channel, so people are interested, you know, feel free to put your New Year's resolutions into here. And after, I think maybe a week or so, when everybody does make their New Year's resolutions, I'm gonna lock the channel. And then after this year, we're gonna try and go back and see everybody's New Year's resolutions to see if they did accomplish what they set out to do. Okay. Oh, I promised you guys I was gonna do a hand cam too. Give me 1 second. We're gonna open up some cards. Alright. Give me 1 second. I gotta make sure that this is like reoriented. That's gonna be like the end after New Year's though. I don't really have anything else I want to show. Well, actually, do I? I can't quite remember. I wonder if this is like off of the Animal Crossing playlist. It doesn't feel like it. Okay. Alright. I think it's probably good now. Well, let's see. Let me turn it on first. There's like a couple things I have on my desk, mostly like pens and maybe like a piece of paper. Oh, I also have my coffee. Give me 1 second. Let's gamble! Alright, hopefully this shows up. Well, it shows up partially. Okay, that's fine. That's doable, I think. I also know that it's like very small too. Okay. Alright, this is fine, I think. Oh, it actually is oriented correctly. That's good. I don't have to flip the camera by any means. Alright. Today, we got Mega Evolution. And we got one other thing. Give me 1 second. There it is. We got a pack of stickers. White flare. And... well, actually, it's just white flare. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much I spent on, like, Pokemon cards this year, but I feel like I've spent quite a bit. More so than Yu-Gi-Oh in general. But it has a lot to do with the fact that Yu-Gi-Oh is just really cheap right now. Like, if you guys ever wanted to, well, get into Yu-Gi-Oh! And specifically, this is probably one of the best times to do it. Like, you could get a box of any Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards currently within the newest sets, and you can get them for $30. Oh, hold on. The music stopped. Froggy, why'd the music stop? Don't worry. It'll be fine. But yeah, compared to Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh packs are... Yu-Gi-Oh... Well, a pack of cards is like $30. Whereas Pokemon cards, a pack of 36 is like $200. So, I think at that point you guys can kind of figure out which is more expensive and which is, well, less expensive and more affordable. To each their own, though. If you really like Pokemon, or if you really like Yu-Gi-Oh! I like both. I like Pokemon to a lesser extent, but Pokemon is just something that I figured I might as well get into since my sister really likes it as well. She collects them, but unironically, she's bought more products than me and hasn't gotten a really expensive card. Yeah, for all my sister buys for Pokemon cards, and sometimes she buys anything related to One Piece as well. She's never really gotten much of anything that she likes. Normally she likes like the full art cards, you know, kind of like this, where it's just like I don't know, like you can see like the whole Pokemon in profile or something. You know, normally she likes these type of cards. But she hasn't really gotten anything worthwhile, I guess. For her money. I don't really... I don't know why. Oh, wait, it came with some stickers, too. It came with a goth lady. And it came with a goth child. And a goth baby. What are these? Kinda looked like something out of the Addams Family. Okay, let me put this to the side. Still though, looks like a decent product if you can get it for retail price, I guess. Let me save this for last. I'll open these up first. So are you guys getting anything to eat for dinner time? Right now it's 8 o'clock for me, so after this I'm gonna try and eat some dinner if I get the opportunity to. Alright, what do we get out of this one? This is a pack of white flare. And it comes with a code card. Oh my god. It's a small bug, Joltik. Yes. It's coming out of the log because it sees a stick. Its favorite food. Pharaoh seed. The spiky ball that you must not touch. Yawn mask. Showing its mask because it wants you to touch it. Dino, staring at the sunlight. A little panther cat, Leopard. We got a masked burglar, Ace-Glore. We got the giant bug spider, Galvantula. Better not touch his electricity, cause you're gonna get zapped. Whoa, we got a member of the Blue Man group, Sock. Oh, that's cute, Deerling. that's nice. I like that. Let me put that to the side. Oh, we got Terrakion. It looks like a bowl. And we got fire energy. Yes. Alright, another one of the white flare. What did you guys order for McDonald's and Taco Bell? I never buy anything from McDonald's nowadays. The closest thing I ever buy is just an iced coffee. And I say that because everything at McDonald's where I am is just so expensive. I just don't bother. Alright. Here's a code card. Maybe I gotta put it closer to the hand cam. Maybe that's why it doesn't work. Oh. We have a horse laying on the ground because it's got a lame leg and is gonna get taken back to the barn and get shot. Zwelis, the two-headed behemoth. Cottony, a ball fluff leaf-looking thing. Ooh, Litwick. That's kind of cute. Surrounded by candles. I bet you guys didn't know who the imposter is. You'll never know. I'm just kidding. That's cute. I'm gonna put this over here. We got 3 balls. Looks like Dragon Balls. Too bad you guys gotta have the 5 others to make a wish. We got a femboy, Charon. We got Stoutland, looking at the sun, just like the other dragon Pokemon. Tiny Caterpillar. That is very blurry, because it's very shiny. I don't know why it's so blurry, holy crap. Is it because of my shirt? No. Not because of my robe, is it? Triple energy is crazy. I have literally no idea. I don't know if that's useful. Oh, that's corrected it. Oh, another Dino! Yes! Whoa! We got a fox with long hair showing its ass. It wants you to fuck it. I'm just kidding. Oh, look! A holographic tier energy. Get ready for mating season, guys, cause the Zoro arc is coming. Really weird looking art, but I don't know whether or not, I don't even know what it's doing. Okay, what else we got? We got another package of white flare. Double cheeseburgers with mac sauce. They sell buy one get one $1 at the moment, and freebies at Bell with a cheesy double beef. I'll be completely honest, I enjoy Taco Bell more than I do at McDonald's. I have a feeling it's because it's a lot more simpler, but it's not just like the regular standard burgers. Ooh, meditating mouse. Mindfu. We got a ducklet staring at heaven because that's where it's gonna go because it got ripped away by wolves. Wallaby. An egg chicklet vulture, I think. Another caterpillars. Sawaddle. A kung fu mouse cat. I don't know. Mineshao. Watchhog. Y'all better watch out. He's on duty. He's gonna catch ya. He's gonna catch you with the fucking rabies. Garbodor. Oh wow, that's pretty nice looking. Holy crap. I like the simplistic kind of Pokemon. This is you can kind of tell that it's hand drawn. That's nice. I put that to the side. Whoa, this one's more holographic. We got a Lampent. Another imposter. And we got a sauce buck. Everything's looking at the sun. It's waiting for a new day or a new dawn to rise. And we got a Verizon. Verizon Wireless. And basic electric energy. Yes! Okay, one last pack. Where is it? Oh, trying to find it. Is it here? I misplaced it. Oh, I put it on top. Here it is. Alright, one pack of Mega Evolution. And I don't think I have anything else. Well, actually, I can't remember if I do. I have to look for it. Maybe I'll save it for the next stream. When we do another Handcam. Generally speaking, though, if I ever go out for fast food, I only go to In-N-Out. It's just... And maybe not every country has them. Or not country. Every state, they might not have them. Sort of like where I'm at, we have Dollar Trees. But not every state has a Dollar Tree. Some people call it Dollar General. Other people call it, what is it? I don't know. There's like so many dollar stores. They have different names. Alright, here's the code card. We got a fat ball with a big pink pearl. We got the abandoned Christmas tree at Christmas. Snover. Ooh, Delibird! He's trying to deliver presents out of Christmas time. Bad little bird. But I like him. I like him still. You're not in season, buddy. He's in fall. When he should be in winter. We got Toxicroak. Have a big... What is that? It's like a ball. Ball sack. No, it's not a ball. What is that? A vocal sack? I don't know. I've never encountered a frog like that before. Weird frog. I'm not discriminating. Executor. Oh, this is the one that's creating the earthquakes. Risky Ruins. I wonder who would want to buy that property and renovate it. Whenever any player puts a basic non-something mon onto their bench during their turn, place 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Oh, so when you put this into play, you just hurt your Pokemon. That's great. I don't know why anyone would want that. That's a shitty stage. What the fuck? Houndstone. With horrifying bite and hammer in. So it's a tombstone dog. Now we got Cinderace. Kicking a giant cocoon egg sack. And we got Ninjask. Ninja bug. Ninja fly. With cast off shelf. And it does U-turn. Wow. And what do we got? Oh, we got Yveltal. Is it Yveltal? I don't know. Yveltal. Yveltal. I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced. I don't know. I do remember we did have like a full art version of him. I don't know if I can find it. And we got Leaf Energy. Which is essentially telling us that it's to go fuck ourselves. Because we got this Pokemon. Evil Towel is how it's pronounced. Evil Towel? What the fuck? Evil Towel? What is this? Evil Towel. Okay. Evil Towel. Never heard of that before. Evil towel. That's nice. We got some hits though from this. We got my favorite list of the bunch from 4 different packs. We got my favorite, the favorite man of the season or out of season. We got Delibird. We got the Garbodor. Garb odor. We got the Litwick. And we also have the Deerling. But in terms of art, it's kind of hard to decide. It's just... it's kind of between these two. I like these two better. But if it was ever like a bigger size or anything, where everything's just kind of exposed and you could see it all, probably this. This would be the best. This would be second. Still though, very nice pulls. I can't remember if I put this into the binder that I have. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. Alright, let me see. Let's try to open one more thing to end it off. One second. Let me go get something. What do I have? Oh, I know what to get. I'm gonna get One Piece. I'm gonna piss some people off. Where's the One Piece? I had my box here somewhere. Did I stack it on top of... Oh, I did. There it is. Let's go, One Piece. Let's go. Oh, I also have these. I forgot about this. I'll keep this. I'll keep this sealed. Alright, let's open up one more package. We'll open One Piece. We'll open the Fist of the Divine Speed. Gonna open up a lot of muscle men. Okay. Originally, I was gonna open up like another Pokemon pack that I got, but it was like it had like a promo card in it, and that I kind of want to save until maybe when I have kids someday. I want them to tear open it. I want them to like feel the joy. It's like, Dad, this has like a shiny card in it. I was like, wow, really? All right. I don't know what's in this other than just being anime type-ish cards. I'm not much of like a researcher when it comes to cards whatsoever, so I don't really look at like what's in each set. I kind of just like go with the flow, because all of this stuff is mostly just for fun. And if you get something that's like really good, it's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm just gonna put it somewhere. Alright. We have a blurry card. We have Fishman Island. I can't see for shit though. Oh my god. Oh, maybe it's seeing part of the screen. Give me 1 second. There we go. That kind of reoriented it. We got Fishman Island, the land of the bubbles and the coral that keeps on fucking growing. We got Scaled Neptunian. Ain't gonna be tied down by chains. We got Strucin, the man who cuts the loaf of meat. Starfish, Papag. Vinsmoke, I don't know how to pronounce these. Ichiji? I ain't Japanese, guys. But I can pronounce some of them. We have Pedro. He's gonna slice you for saying it wrong. Stop mispronouncing things, froggies. Gum Gum King Cobra. It doesn't look like a cobra. It looks like a spiky ball. We have Zephyr. Man, every guy has to have muscles. If they ain't muscly boys, they're femboys. Okay, wait, never mind. We got Mr. Chunks Mamboshi. Man, this is like the first fat dude I've seen in One Piece. That actually isn't a villain by any means. Oh! We got a pretty girl. But she's flat. She has no titties. Ew. We got Miss Sarah Hebe. Look at her pink hair, though. But look, she's bald under that. She has a big forehead. Ooh, we got Brooke eating a watermelon. Nice. And we got the big man himself. We got Neptune. Wow. That's so different. The art is like so much more Renaissance type period. Holy shit. It looks nothing resembling One Piece. Damn. This looks cool. It kind of looks like an oil painting almost. That's something that I can't really do unless I have paint. Nor can I even do anything of this caliber. That's good though. Flat is love. The only card that we got that was a girl. I think that's a win. And look, she's reading cringe probably. I don't know what that is. She's reading a bunch of I don't know, maybe like a romance novel or something. They're probably into otome games. Some people might say, I'm gonna fix her though. No, you guys ain't gonna fix anything. You guys have to accept her for who she is first. And then maybe you can change her. Maybe we could fix her, give her some breast implants or something. She doesn't need any fixing. Yeah, she's perfect, guys. She's perfect. Okay. Alright, this is gonna be it for this stream. I opened up all I can. Guys, please don't go into the light. I know it's fading, but... yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's so weird. I really gotta find some way. Maybe have like a new setup where you guys don't necessarily just see like the screen up here. But it makes it so much easier for me because I don't have to use a second monitor. Okay. Oh, I just realized I also didn't have like myself on the screen on the side over here, so whoopsie. I'm sure people don't miss it anyways, it's fine. Alright, next week. I don't know. We might continue with Dark Souls 3, because I prepared a little bit. I went back and explored some of the areas of the DLC, just to see if I missed out on anything. And there were like quite a few items that I did miss out on. But one thing I also did was I also fucked up the giants. And I got like a bunch of rocks from them. I got like a bunch of... I don't know what it's called. I thought they dropped gear, but they don't. But I also got some ashes, and I also explored some of the areas, and got a few items that, in the process, got me killed. But I did do a couple things, just so that I didn't miss out on anything. And that's where we're at right now. Throughout all of it, though, I was able to level up a little bit. Like a tiny bit, like maybe 2 levels or so. But that was because I had to kill everything in the way just to get the items. And I couldn't really buy anything else. But yeah, other than that, I haven't really done much. Oh, no, I did do something. So, well, maybe I should explain it when we get to when we get to Tuesday, or not Tuesday, when we get to Wednesday. I did find out that I had something I could turn into the blacksmith, so I could turn it in and make my items stronger. And I didn't know it was a thing. So there was something called like a giant forge or something that I didn't give to him. So I turned that in, and I found out a way to make your weapons more powerful. So one of the ways to do it was infusion. So what I did was I went through some of the items that I could infuse, and I had some gems that I could put on it to make it stronger. And I forgot which one I did, but I made it hit a lot harder. So now we should be doing a lot more damage. I don't know how much, but it's supposed to improve it by quite a bit. And I infused it with something, and that's what happened. Infusion is a sideways progression, not normal scaling. I don't know. I just did whatever happened, and it gave me a lot more damage. Also, what I did was I couldn't really let up the win because I wanted to beat her that day. So I went back and kept trying to beat her, and I still couldn't do it. So hopefully maybe by next stream, maybe it might take some time, but I'll get to it eventually. Yeah, what else? Friday, maybe it's gonna be like another... Maybe it's gonna be like another demo night. So it's gonna be something that we're gonna play, and we're gonna see what it's like a demo. We'll try to find like multiple demos, something fun to do. And Sunday, I don't know. Sunday's just gonna probably be like another handcam night, but I'm gonna try and make it more interesting. I'm gonna try like doing something that isn't just like drawing. Would be super disappointed to be advanced without us. I didn't advance that much. I'd say the only things I did were just to go back and like turn in some stuff that I didn't do. Because I know we had some stuff that we didn't turn in. And besides that, I didn't really do all that much. So besides just the DLC, that's pretty much it. But I still didn't defeat the boss, if anybody's wondering. I tried, but I didn't. I got really close. I got to the third phase before I got one-shotted again. And then I had to start over. But other than that, I didn't progress. Alright. That's it for this week. And next week, everybody knows the schedule now, I think. Except for Sunday. I don't know what to do for that. But I'll figure it out. Alright, guys. Feel free to put in your New Year's resolution in our Discord. Yeah, if you haven't joined, feel free to do so. We'll open it up back up in another year or so. And then you'll get to look back on it and see what you did and what you didn't do. I'll put that up for a week, and then I'll remove it, or I'll hide it. So other than that, I hope everybody has a happy New Year or so. It's still like the 4th, so it hasn't really been all that long. So it's technically still the New Year. What was your reaction when she got back up? I was like, what the fuck? Why is there like a third phase? Because I didn't know. I thought there was like only 2 phases. I thought 3 was kind of insane. I was like double dipping it. I don't know why she has 3 phases, but she does. So there's that. Okay. Bye bye, everybody. Hope you have a good night. Thank you all for the support as always.